All right, here we go. So this is how to make a head comp. I've got some head comps in here that are already done, and they're from when I did my 11-second club. I've got this, this is the head of my snake charmer, and this is what you guys will be building. Now you only have to build your head comp to work with the amount of turning that your characters are going to do in your video. So if your characters or maybe they may be looking left to right, it may only go between, a 3/4, and he might look over to the other 3/4. You may have to go into profile, so we can go from one profile to the other profile. There may be, I don't remember if there's any from your guys's, where the character may turn around all the way. So the head comps could contain the full turnaround where they just are actually going all the way around. You're seeing the back of the head, but mostly I think all of your guys is all just going probably to profile. Anybody going any further than that? This is how far I'll go, but if you need it to extend it, then you can. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to draw out, you may want to start with the 3/4 view of your character. It's a good place to start because then you can build the profile and you can build the front view based on that 3/4. It's a lot harder to start with a front view and then to go to a profile because there's nothing that's three-dimensional to build it off of. So it's good to start here and then go either way. So what you guys will be doing, and I believe it says this on the sheet, is you're going to start with a blank file. This will be outside of your 11-second club file. And what you want is to be keeping your head comps separate, just in case something happens to your 11-second club, the file itself. But the main reason is that you always want to maintain all of those head versions, so the front, all of this. Once you have it in your 11-second club file, you may do things like have to delete them out, or sometimes things happen, and you want to make sure that you have one full set of the head turn that is always going to be there, that you can always draw from later on. But I'll show you a little trick next week when you go to put the head comps into your files. So you're going to start with just a blank layer, and you're going to build everything within a symbol. What you guys saw this morning when I did the bug for Taraka, and I turned it into a symbol like by putting it into something afterwards, and then the center point moved. We want to kind of avoid that and avoid having to re-target the center point, so we just start by putting everything within a symbol, and then I can just copy this symbol into the 11-second club file. So I'll start here, and then I'm just hitting F8. I'm going to call it head, and I'm going to call it all. Whoops. Or it could be the character, whatever character. I'll do a little me character. Head all. And then I'll go inside here. So once I'm in there, I can get rid of my X. I just have the X in there just to keep it as a marker. And then I can just start building my head in here. So let's do a 3/4. Maybe I'm a bit cross-eyed today. I have my glasses here. There we go. I look like a superhero. You can go in and up to you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to build hair on top of this. So I'm not actually going to erase this out right now just because I want to have my other versions in there, but I'm just going to extend the timeline out because I'm going to be doing a couple of things. So this is my 3/4 head. You can label it up here, and then to do underscore, I believe, or a dash, 3/4. Oh, because with the 3/4, this is where I'm going to end up, but I want to start at the profile. So I just started with this one, but then I just moved it to just approximately where it might be. But I'm going to move it again later on anyways. But I just put it there so I can start with the profile. And I can extend out my timeline so I can see, using the onion skin, what I've got here. And my head is probably not going to change. I'll change a little bit. I have the head, the jaw, build the jaw back on, and I know that's going to go, let me just get this done properly. I know my jaw is going to go down to here, so when it's turned, I want to make sure that that jaw level isn't rising up or going down, because that's going to affect your lip sync. It can look weird and poppy if when he turns to the side, his chin has gotten shrunken up. So you want to make sure that that's going to be around the same level. Same with the nose. So we build the nose out, and same with the eyes. Some eyeballs here, and the ear's going to go to the side. Now, so I've got this head shape in, the 3/4. I want to do a 1/4 here. So I can go in between there, and same deal. Oops. I'm just drawing this circle in. And then I've got my, the center, my crosshairs indicated here, so I can put my crosshairs in. And I know that the middle of my chin has to go between these two middles of the chins for it to turn, and that my ear is going to go between these two ears, and that my eye is going to go between that eye and this eye, and then I don't really see that other eye, so something like here, nose between nose. And I'm not going to worry too much about the mouth now because I'm going to add that stuff in later on. So now I got kind of a turn, and maybe we'll go to the front, and that's all we need. We only need to do one side. Once you have one side of the head turned, we just need to take that and we can flip it to turn it the other way afterwards. So we'll do front. And I want to make sure my chin doesn't go, oops, it goes low enough. And any little, you know, if you're getting kind of little messy edges, you can just go in and erase it. So I have this ear, now I can see this ear. Oops, eyeballs. And the nose. Okay, so we got a good little head turn going. Doop, doop, doop. What I would do is, I'd probably have this as the head layer, you could call it skull. And then I'd add anything that I need over top. My hair, this hair is going to go over top of that head. I'm going to add it on another layer over top. The reason I'm going to do that is because there may be situations where I'm turning the head that I want to have maybe a little bit of a subtle hair movement. And I don't want to have to go in and erase all that hair off of the drawing of what I've already drawn. I can put the hair up here for when I don't need it to be flowing around. So I can either just cut it out like this if I want, which I probably want, I'll just trace over it. Make it a lot easier. So this hair will be over top. Let's do it from the side. This will probably be my side here. And if it helps doing this stuff in other colors, you can. So I could maybe make this, I don't really want to have orange hair, but those are kind of close. I'm a yellow haired person. So I'd have this hair on top, and then you can go in and just keep in betweening. I did not want to do that. F7 to make a blank keyframe. And then I'm just lessening this so I don't see all of those, all of my keys there. I find it helps if it's getting confusing just to use the different colors. And if necessary, like if this is getting too much information on here, I can get rid of the skull and then I can just in between the hair, and it makes it a lot easier to see those two lines and what I'm drawing in between. Okay, so we've got the hair turning. Let's go all the way. So I think from the side. So probably the front hair, I think I'll just draw it all on the top. It's got to all go on the top because this part of the hair has to go over that ear. Yay! And then I might do glasses over top of that, so I could call this hair or top hair, because for these other, well, maybe it's just only this one. No, these two, I guess. I'll need some bottom hair. You could call it back hair if you want. That was a joke. There, that's the ridge. So yeah, so you could put back hair on this layer. And then essentially what you're going to be doing is just building stuff up. We want to have eyes on a separate layer. I have started them out here, and that's just really so I can get my turn kind of going. But what you're going to have is a layer that's over top of that skull that contains a blink for each of those heads. So for this one, definitely for the 3/4. I'm not sure yet if I need him for this, so I may not do them yet. I may want to go back and check. Do I need to have a blink? Is he turned, or is the character going to be turned to the profile or talking in profile? So it's good to go through and just take a look at your animation first and see where your characters' heads are turning, how far are their heads turning, when are they going to be talking. If they are only turning in profile, then you don't need to do all the mouths for the profile version or for the 1/4 version. But probably the mouths that you're going to need for sure are in 3/4. But like, I'm just trying to think, yours definitely 3/4, yours definitely 3/4. Yours might be profile. Yeah, so if so they're talking in profile on yours, you'll want to have your mouth shapes for the profile version. Probably no one will have any talking in the 1/4, because that's kind of an awkward, and it's just an in-between between your 3/4 and your profile. You have the option to have another in-between here. So you'd have 1/4, 3/4, and another 1/4 before you get to the front. But usually this is good to get some nice movements in there. Now, if you were just going from a 3/4 to a front, that's going to look like it's just flipping in between those heads. I would just do these 4 heads for now, but if you have a situation in your animation where it's going 3/4 to profile, add in just some hand-drawn in-betweens in there, so it probably 2 in-betweens so that it looks like it's smooth, as opposed to stopping and, or if you're going from here, it's going to look weird. Okay. Okay. So